Martin, welcome to Crystal Palace. Must be pleased with the move.
He's younger.
He is, yeah. Where's the Greys?
So do you remember this? Do you remember the day you came down?
Yeah, I mean, there was a GIF, wasn't there, about an hour later?
We'll get to that, yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah, it's... Timing of interviews is great, isn't it? You know, hour or two later, you find out that the manager who signed you's left. The emotions are, you know, all over the place for a little while, but then you sit down with the coaches and backroom staff, and they reassured me that the club effort to sign me, so no matter what manager was to come in, I guess I just had to keep my head down and graft for that next few months when it was up in the air as to who was coming in. I remember seeing the tweets on about, you know, Tony walking to his car with the...
It's good, it's just the fact that you're looking out across the grass, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, nowadays what you can do on social media is brilliant, isn't it? So I guess for the fans it was a bit of banter for them.
It's a great start from Pods. What did he do to kind of turn things around and get us flying up the table?
He had a certain way of playing. He was a club legend, so he gave that bounce around the place that, you know, Alan's back to change, move us in the right direction, and it definitely worked when he came in.
So the team kind of flew up the table, and then towards the end of the season, you returned to Liverpool. It was Gerrard's last game at Anfield, and it was the first time that you played centre-back.
It was a good outing for us, wasn't it?
It was the start of a good run against Liverpool in Liverpool.
Yeah, it was. I remember it being us clapping, Stephen out for his last game, and it never went their way that day. So we managed to get the result, and you know, it's been a tough game for them ever since, hasn't it, playing us? So it was a good game to win.
I remember interviewing you around this time. It was before this game, and I think we had a question from Twitter asking about your favourite position. You said, at the moment, full-back, but you'd like to play centre-back in the future. When you played centre-back in this game, did you think that you were then going to, at that point, make the move into the middle?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was coming around this time to move over to centre-back. I remember playing this game, you know, we won, and you know, the manager picked someone else to play centre-half. That happens in the Premier League. You've got great centre-halves to choose from, so I guess it was about being patient again and waiting to get the chance against centre-half.
So then we get to the next season, under Pars. It was a really good start. The team was flying, but this is I guess one of your biggest moments here. This is against Spurs in the FA Cup. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, I remember not playing too much in and around this time, but knowing that chances came in the cups, you know, with squad rotation and stuff. So I remember doing sprint training at around that time, trying to keep myself on top of things, knowing that when my chance came, I'd have to take it. And then we played Tottenham away. I started full-back, having not played for a little bit, and when you've got Wilf on that side, it's easy for you to play with him in front of you. You sort of just give him the ball and let him do the rest, and I was backing him up as I usually do when I'm playing with Wilf, and you know, luckily for me, instead of him taking the people on like he usually does, he played me in, and there was only one sight on one thing in my mind that I wanted to do, was try and score, and scored, and so happened to help us go on the run to Wembley that year, so it was great.
And the goal celebration was something to do with John Flanagan, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was at the time, you know, we were mates, and we both said in a group chat the next person to score have to do the celebration, so it was...
Yeah, where does it come from?
It was just a private joke between ourselves, yeah.
Keep it private?
Yeah.
He's talked before about how he loves having you in the squad. I mean, I know all Palace fans say you're Mr. Reliable, whenever you come in, you do perfect. How much do you enjoy playing that role of being the one that always seems to do well whenever you're asked to come on? Or how fired up are you to be the starting guy?
I think if you ask any footballer, they want to start games. I'm no exception, but you've got to understand that the games are 38 game long in the Premier League, So you're always going to get your chance. You just need to keep yourself as fit as possible and know the tactics and the jobs that's going to be asked for you when you're called upon. So for me, we're such a great bunch of lads and so much talent in our squad now. It's exciting times to be at Palace. It's definitely the most exciting times in the past couple of seasons to be with these guys out there showing what they can do in training as well as on game day, and to be playing for Palace in the Premier League. And I'm enjoying every minute I get to play. You work the same on a game day as you do out in training, so it's sort of easy on a game day when you train as hard as you possibly can to try and replicate what you're doing in training.
I actually had a look I did some maths yesterday. It took me about half an hour. Our win percentage without you in the starting 11 is 33% since you've been at the club, and with you in the starting 11 it's 37%.
Right, so it's positive. Yeah, I mean, we're all born winners, us who are at the top in the Premier League, so it's a nice stat to know. And when I came to Palace, it was all about having more wins in the Premier League than losses. You understand that coming from Liverpool, where you do get a lot of wins, it's more of a battle, and the 3 points definitely feel much better at Palace when you get them. So it's harder earned, but when you get them, there's a certain satisfaction that's great.
This is a lot of people's favourite Martin Kelly moment here.
Oh, that's live. Yeah. I won't be getting this for the first time before you probably mentioned it in training a couple of days later, but...
Yeah, our editor had fun doing that.
I think it was a time in the game where it was out there, ball needed to be won, and the fans after that was bang up for it, so as long as we're keeping them happy, that's the main thing.
We're on to this season now. So you came in against Leicester, man of the match as voted for by the fans. Is that a good moment? It feels like you're a bit of a fan's favourite now.
I think any time you come in and you get the result that you work for, it's special. It's extra special for me because I get less chances than to play every week at the moment. So it's always good coming in and getting the result from everyone who chips in that we want. So I think that home game was a vital 3 points, as will every other 3 points that we get from now to the end of the season. So it was a good game, and as ever, the fans were brilliant on that day.
And then most recently, we had the nice cup run, which you played in. That looked pretty special up at Doncaster with the crowd.
Yeah, I think it was up there, one of the loudest away outings from our fans in a while, yeah. But it's every away game you can always hear our fans, whether we're winning or we're losing. They're always at it. Anyone who speaking to me after the game who's in the opposition's changing rooms always going about our fans, how loud they are. It must be great playing in front of them at Selhurst, and it is, because you get a drive when you're going through parts of the game where you try and talk out on the pitch and get people to stay in the game, but our fans are there creating this noise in the background that's helping you to remain focused for the 90 minutes. And so much credit needs to go to them fans for turning up week in, week out and making that sort of noise for us who are trying our best to get them the result they want on a Saturday.
And we're going to finish off with our drone pilot. Caught you scoring some good goals in training.
It's not much, is it? Recently. Nice, but it's when it is, you've managed to catch one or two. I think the past few weeks I've been red hot in the 5-0, so I'm glad that at least once he's come and videoed it. Yeah, I don't think we want to go for those Wardy top bit. But yeah, it's nice to see some of the footage back. I don't think we won on the day, but it's great to see this back. I fall in the water bottles there, I think, if you see it. Oh, you just cut that out, but I end up falling in the drinks bottles. getting the assist. Cool. What a job, eh? Brilliant.
It's not bad, is it? What, you mean being a drone pilot or being
I don't know actually, it seems quite cool as well.